Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo September 26, 2024. A conversation can occur that clears the air or gives you a pleasant sense that you're going places. You're confident and expressive in the first half of the day. Open, forward-looking discussions or news can inspire you. Learning a new method for your art or learning something about your happiness goals or someone you love can figure strongly now. An opposition between Mercury and Neptune comes into play as the day advances, however, and it can signal a need to pull back from overthinking things. It can also confuse matters, so try not to bank on what you see today. For the best results, so your best to avoid misunderstandings and double-check your facts. It's also a good idea to seek out harmless ways to engage your imagination and need for a bit of magic or drama in your life. Since 2018, electric Uranus has been soaring through your zodiac sign. This has brought all sorts of twists and turns in your fate and definitely propelled you to speak your truth and embrace more authenticity no matter what others think. Today, Uranus will meet with our cosmic messenger across the sky and shake hands. This ensures that you, too, could have stimulating surprise encounters with romantic options out of nowhere. Whether it is bumping into someone new at the grocery store or striking up a hilarious conversation with a potential interest on a dating app, don't hold back. Do something that will shake everything up. Usually, you like to play it safe when it comes to passion projects and other creative ventures at work. However, you may feel inspired to try something radically new when Mercury in Virgo trines Uranus retrograde in your sign. Something you enjoy could become part of your work life. It is time to accept that you would feel more fulfilled if you took a risk. Consider your current ideas, pictures, and passion projects. Do something unusual with one of these ventures to see if taking a risk pays off. A deep sense of knowing pervades you, and yet you aren't going to be satisfied with this alone. Stay on top of your game with exercise and eating a light, balanced diet. Avoid eating excessive amounts of bread and other carbohydrates. Fish, salad, and legumes are good things to eat right now. Consume plenty of water and get plenty of rest. While you are enforcing this kind of discipline in your physical life, your mental and emotional life may take off. Today, the vibrations are speaking about you in only the most flattering and encouraging terms. You will be taking advantage of this to put some pressure on people you collaborate with so that you can get the best out of them. There will be some improvements and movement, and contacts will have to be made and actions taken. This whirlwind of responsibilities and initiatives will end up making you lose your head and lead you to looking for refuge in your sentimental life where life is happier and filled with tender dreams. Having the moon in your income sector when the sun returned to your work sector, just a few hours later, was advantageous yesterday and is even more beneficial today. The moon's alignment with Jupiter on the income front and its positive connection to Juno, the queen of commitment in your job sector, are not only helping kickstart the new working week but also ensuring that the sun's first full day in your income sector begins well. This situation provides an opportunity to capture and preserve the groundwork Venus has already laid for aligning income and job potential. With this task securely managed, Venus has now shifted her focus toward your relationships. As she settles into her first full day in your relationship sector and as you adjust to the first planetary activity on the relationship front this year, Venus is taking in the surroundings and especially the support from the communication gods from the start. In the final days of 2023, Venus was the last planet to leave your relationship sector, and this year she is the first to return, with a chance to give your heart the first rather than the last word. Our eyes in the sky. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where suddenly, someone shares something unexpected, something they've been holding onto for what seems like a €, and it changes everything? Well, today could be one of those days. Whether it's you or someone close to you, there's a strong desire bubbling up to speak out, to finally let go of something that's been kept private for far too long. It's almost as if the universe is gently nudging you toward openness and honesty. In your relationships, you may notice that your expectations are running a little high. It's natural to have ambitions, but it's important to stay grounded, especially when it comes to the people you care about. Have you ever set the bar so high that it became unattainable, leading to disappointment rather than motivation? Today's energy invites you to step back and reevaluate. What does balance look like in your relationships right now? Maybe you've been expecting too much from someone without realizing it, or perhaps your own goals are out of sync with what's realistic. By reassessing your expectations and being clear about your needs, you create a more harmonious flow in your relationship. Clear communication is key. Don't assume people know what you want unless you've actually told them. Speaking of relationships, today is also an excellent time to nurture those connections. Your natural charm and accommodating nature are shining through, drawing people toward you. Others will appreciate your laid-back, supportive energy. Have you ever noticed how your calm presence can ease tension and make even the most stressful situations seem manageable? You've got that gift today. Your ability to listen, empathize, and be there for others will have a lasting impact. But just be mindful not to overextend yourself. It's wonderful to help, but sometimes giving too much, especially physically, can lead to burnout or even regret later. Finding that balance between being there for others and protecting your own energy is crucial. On a more personal note, you might feel a little restless or tense today, and it's okay if you can't quite pinpoint why. Have you ever had one of those days where everything seems fine, yet you can't shake that uneasy feeling? That's the energy swirling around right now. The important thing is not to let those emotions spill over into your relationships or decision-making. Avoid making any rash choices out of frustration. Instead, take a moment to ground yourself, whether that means taking a few deep breaths, going for a walk, or simply sitting with your thoughts for a while. How do you find balance and calm when life feels chaotic? Now, let's talk about finances, because today's energy also has a bit of a cautionary tone when it comes to money. You might have been feeling a little frivolous with your spending lately, maybe indulging in some retail therapy or splurging on things you didn't really need. Have you ever had that sinking feeling when you look at your bank account and realize you've gone overboard? Trust me, we've all been there. The important thing is to practice a bit of damage control today. It's not about depriving yourself, but rather about being mindful of where your money is going and making small adjustments to get back on track. Being patient with yourself and your finances will pay off in the long run. What's one area of your financial life where you could use a little more restraint? Remember, it's all about balance today. Whether it's in your relationships, your personal well-being, or your finances, finding that sweet spot between giving and receiving, action and rest, indulgence and moderation, will set you up for success.